crazy thing is, Knight actually won that lane. Like he was down in CS, but he got a solo kill in that lane. He managed to find that kill onto Rookie. But well, actually, I don't think it was a solo kill. But still. But regardless, finding that insane play, but it just doesn't matter the impact Rookie can have on the rest of the map. At least the Orianna is gone this time, but that's a hell of a combo for the side of V5.
I just don't agree with giving Karsa this over. Now, maybe Tian brings out the Lee Sin. Maybe that's what the play is here. They're like, hey, look, you know, this Lee Sin ban hasn't come through. We're going to try and go for this, like, early level 1, early level 3s, play through mid and set it up. But we'll have to see if that is going to be the plan. The Lee Sin hovered. And I think you just take a strong champion here for Knight. Like, try and get something where he's comfortable. Like, the Rise has been a big pick for Knight. We've seen, like, the Vex be really big, although we tend to see it as a counter pick. So, I'd love to see a strong mid laner here for Knight.
What do you think about something like a Twisted Fate? It's been a pretty debated pick across the world. Some teams seem to favor it, some don't. Like, do you think that's maybe a style top esports could lean to?
Yeah, I definitely think you could. I think, so, the thing that I like the best for Knight, as the Nautilus is locked in, is when Knight is able to look for these picks, or I worked with Tian when he's on this favorable side of a jungle matchup, and I think something like a Twisted Fate can do that a lot. You've got a Xayah as well, so like trying to play through this mid game 100% could be a big presence for you. She's got great wave clear, so you can play for sides if you want, but we'll have to see what the plan is, because if I'm V5, I just start to again ban away mid lane champions, but we have seen them tend to go towards top side, so maybe that's the plan.
Silas banned away from Knight here. This entire series, there has been so many mid lane bans. There's already 5 bans towards the mid lane. There is that Gnar ban that we briefly mentioned earlier on, taking it away from Rich, but it feels like there are so many solo laners still available that you're not really going to be able to take everything away from Rich.
And there's the Rise that we talked about. So for me, at least if you're looking at roaming plays, like the Twisted Fate is probably your big bet. And Silas even taken off the board, but we know Rookie in the past has been perfectly comfortable playing things like the Galio, which can always answer for that. I don't know if you really want a Hecarim Galio combo on the other side, just as a general ward of warding for everyone. But I think V5, this is why red side again is so powerful, right? Like, you can either go for like something like the Xayah here, but you've got like Hecarim that's picked up a really strong support in the Rakan. Jace is open, but yeah, Trinidad, I think you're just kind of baiting for like an Aurelia pick for Wayward, which is why Rookie actually just going to go for the Viktor. So not a huge amount of like mid-jungle presence for V5. So maybe this is where we end up seeing Knight getting that counter pick here and trying to pop off.
I want to see it. I want to see it so badly. The Aria is gone, which is kind of that standard pairing with the Lee Sin, but we'll see where Knight's going to go. Is his Graves being hovered? It did not look good in game number 2 for Wayward. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of it.
I actually think you could go for Jace Corki here. I think if you go Jace Corki and play for like long range, that could actually be really good. But we're actually going to get the Graves, so maybe we don't get the Corki, but Viktor is a champion that opens up a huge amount of opportunities for counter picks, because he just doesn't do, like, he does okay against things like Corki in the early stages, but not exactly the most dominant of laners, so you can have the opportunity for some creative picks, and Knight, I'd love to see it.
There it is. Knight's Akali comes out when it matters the most. They're still in the double elim. If they lose this game, they're not out of the tournament, but they desperately would love to go through the upper bracket. On the other side, is Rookie going to go... Wait, no, that would be
Viktor
Rich.
Flex? Viktor Flex?
Yeah, it could be Viktor top, could be Cassiopeia top. Oh, this is getting spicy, Dagda.
I actually don't know which way this is going to go, so... I mean, yeah, this looks like Rich coming in, at least if they don't swap, with a prepared counter for the Graves. This is something that can do pretty well.
Did Tian and Wayward just swap? Are they going to stay in that position? Lee Sin top,
30 seconds. Give us 10
jungle?
seconds. Hang on us. What is going on?
Oh, I'm excited for this game, Dagda. I have no idea what's happening. We got a Cassiopeia in the top lane. Maybe Viktor. Maybe last second swap.
Okay, no, there we go. Last second swap.
Tian is taking the Lee Sin again.
Yeah. Okay, but still, like, Rich bringing out something that's really cool, and this is going to work pretty well against something like the Lee Sin in team fights, just being able to throw down that miasma, make it really difficult for him to operate. Same with the Graves. Like, Graves is someone that wants to try and dash in and get on top of you. You throw down the miasma, he's slowed, you can get a ton of damage back on him as well. You've got the chase down potential with the phase rush. Like, this is actually like a really cool adaptation, and I'm kind of worried now, because for V5, or like, oh yeah, you guys are fine, you don't need to show your hand at all, but top esports needed to bring out something kooky, but we're actually getting V5 with the creative picks, and now they're kind of looking to see if Knight on this Akali can take apart what V5 have brought to the table.
We need to just see mechanical prowess from top esports at this point, but for V5, it's like, again, we keep on saying how creative this team is, how they just have this depth of strategy. Feels like they're ready for anything. And now this crazy draft comes out from Top Esports, and V5 are like, okay, we'll take your crazy, and we'll raise you Cassiopeia top lane. Like, where do you go from here? Like, V5 just have an answer for anything.
I was not expecting Cassiopeia top lane. Out of like everything that we could have had today, Cassiopeia top was like the furthest down my priority list. But we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, at least for V5, it does give you priority in top side. Now you've got crazy priority in the mid lane as well. So it actually makes it a little bit tough to try and like punish these picks. Yeah. I mean, I really think for Top Esports, you need to try and get some sort of like level 2, level 3 play going here, because otherwise I feel like V5 just end up having so much presence across the map.
Well, we'll have to see. We're on to Summoner's Rift. It's game number 3 in our best of 5, and it could be the final game if V5 can keep playing like they have across the course of today. Top Esports showing up in game number 2, but not able to finish things off, and now they're in their last stand. They're in their last chance at making it through the upper bracket. If they lose this game, they fall into the lower bracket, into that potential elimination. Mark stepping up to check this one. I don't think this is a 2v4 that you guys want. Top Esports just trying to deny the vision, but they won't get the job done.
No, but still V5 get that vision that they need. So they'll know where Tien's starting, although Tian looks like he might take a bit of a different route. Going to start on chicken, so I'm actually curious if he starts E first here, or if he's still going to go for like the safeguard. But either way, this is where we got to see what V5 are capable of, what Top Esports have, and once more, my eyes are going towards this mid lane, right? Rookie, the chance to kind of rectify what was a weak 2021 from him, push himself forward into our playoffs, just that one step closer to taking the title for himself. But you look at Knight, right? And I'm looking at this Akali, and I'm looking at a bunch of squishy members on V5. If Knight can get the ball rolling, he can terrorize V5.
And we know that Knight has the mechanics. We've seen Knight's Akali before, and it is something to behold. But Rookie's Viktor ain't no slouch either when he's got the level advantage and control of the lane. It's tough for Knight in the early game. That's the key thing, right? In this matchup, Rookie is going to have the advantage in the short term. It's once Knight has access to all of his abilities, once he can find potential opportunities for solo kills, that's when Knight can take over.
Still, though, it gives a lot of priority here for Karsa, which is wonderful for the Hecarim. You can even see Rookie getting a ward down onto the Raptors, so they know that Tian started on this Raptors and is now moving topside, and Rookie can try and help out.
I'm close to tears. Knight is missing every single minion, and it's not really his fault. It's like the way that it's going, but Rookie is just bullying him so far. Tian is here. The cyberbullying police are on their way, but Rookie, he's invincible. He's using a VPN. Nobody can hack him.
But that's the thing. He's got that ward down. He's already locked into where Tian is on the map, so that's why he's leaning to this bot side, and Tian can't get in. Knight is getting pressured, and this, though, is the way this matchup is going to go, right? You don't lock in Akali and go, I'm going to smoke lane. Let's go. Like, that's not what Akali's for, right? Akali is a champion that you look to smoke while off the kills.
Oh, another chance on the bottom side. ppgod dashes out, though, and will survive. I thought that was going to be a kill there, but the Ignite was already on cooldown. Wayward and Rich also going toe-to-toe, both of them using their flash. I'm not entirely sure what happened for the whole exchange. The junglers are moving up. We've got a game on our hands, Dagda, as Karsa's looking for Wayward. Wayward no flash, Tian moves in as well, looking for the Q, finds it onto Rich. His mind is telling him no, and his body is going to listen for now, as Wayward will crash the wave.
How long is it going to listen, though? Rich will get... Oh, won't get the TP off. So Rich is trying to get the mana and the reset off so they can't look for a dive and also be able to pick up this wave, but will now stick around, so we'll have to share.
Oh, all in on the bottom side. ppgod once again low on HP. One more auto from JackeyLove for first blood. And the feathers underneath Photic, and they won't tickle. Mark getting low, but he has his hook available if Photic steps too far forward. The 2v2 kill and first blood for Top Esports.
And that's so crucial for Top. Just having one lane that can give you that respite is going to be crucial. One lane where Tian can try and play through, because right now, like, Rich is still having a decent time against Wayward. You can see Rookie, although he hasn't reset, is domineering in this lane against Knight. So having that bot lane where you can play around, having something where you can look for dragons, look for vision control, spot out where Karsa is going to be so important for Top Esports.
I'll keep my eyes on the mid lane just in case Rookie goes for some kind of flash play, but I think Knight will survive. Tian hovering, waiting in the wings, and I feel like this has been the story of Tian the entire series, right? Just shadowing these lanes, and maybe he'll find a chance to Rookie, but I guess not.
I mean, we'll have to see because we could go back very quickly. But the replay here, I mean, ppgod just going way over aggressive. Great flash from Mark there to stop the knockup. But either way, ppgod had given his life. We are back to life though. Tian will just retreat towards the chickens.
Look at the long swords.
Yeah.
There's 5 long swords.
It's kind of satisfying.
Esports on the top left of us, or the bottom left of a screen.
Knight, if you could just pick up one just for the nice little diagonal
triangle.
But no, either way, I think we got to look at like top and go right. Like, where is your game plan going to be here? Because honestly, I think once you hit 6 here for Knight, I think you start to try and look for skirmishes and dragons, like seeing if you can play off the fact that JackeyLove has this big advantage in the bot side. Because otherwise, I think you just start to slowly but surely lose out to the strength of the top lane, the strength of the mid lane, and when you dissuade Rich from being in these fights as well, the short range that top esports have won't be bypassed by this Cassiopeia.
Wayward's in trouble here. Doesn't have his quick draw available by the looks of things. He's going to be grounded. Rich has the damage, and Karsa finishing off a kill. And that one, I mean, there's an angry kitty from Wayward. I think there's going to be an angry kitty from a lot of top esports fans as well after the performance this series.
I mean, 0-2 down now. We're starting to get Karsa establishing control of this top side. And you know that this is where Karsa is going to play around because he's got Rookie who has the priority mid, just trying to establish that control for Rich in this top side. You're losing a big wave here as Wayward in the top end as well. Top esports, you know that it's going to be a slow one for them to get into it when you've got like the Akali mid, but they really need to make sure that they're finding moments and finding ways to give Knight those resources.
Go get some honey fruit. And I do just want to quickly touch on this mid lane matchup again. We started the conversation with Rookie versus Knight, how exciting this matchup is, but I feel like both of these mid laners, surprisingly unsuccessful feels like a mean word, but like when you look at the trophy cabinet for both of these mid laners, they've both been individually exceptional players for a very long time, but neither of them really with a big trophy cabinet to work with. Knight has won the LPL, but Rookie has actually also only won the LPL one time. Everyone thinks that he's been dominating for years, but realistically, he's only won it just the once. Obviously, he won the World Championship.
Just a small,
there's a little World Championship in there as well. But yeah, he's looking for it, and he's the favorite this time around. Blue buff the contest, though, is Tian trying to move in alongside Mark, trying to get a smite down. But Karsa's here. Should be able to smite that away from himself. And now a fight on the cards. ppgod low on HP. Knight into the backline and finds one. But it's a 1-for-1 already as Knight dashes out the backside of the fight. Shuriken out as Karsa trying to finish the kills. Knight can't turn it around. JackeyLove flashes to even things up. Rookie trying to finish Knight off. Low on HP. And Knight doesn't have the energy. Rookie finds one at the end.
Rookie just managing to clean up the back. Gonna see if he can find JackeyLove, but needs to be careful. JackeyLove can actually turn out a good chunk of damage here, so he will back away. But you can see everyone trying to use the fact they'd hit those level 6, had those ultimates available, but V5 will still turn around and come out on top.
Certainly will. Rich will be able to crash this wave as well, move around the map, and this will be control now for V5. And that's the terrifying place to be if you're top esports.
And I thought this was going to be good. I mean, Knight flashing over the wall, gets the pick onto ppgod. I was like, okay, maybe we can make something happen, but with Tian falling, Mark taking a ton of damage here as well, and the fact that Karsa has that level 6 hit as well means that he's so strong in these tight corridors with that onslaught of shadows. So V5 just having those health advantages coming out of that early tussle, and they're able to continue pushing top esports back.
And I feel like this is kind of exciting to me, Dagda, because it feels like a lot of the weight now for top esports is on JackeyLove. We've been in this situation before. We've seen it work. We've seen it fail. JackeyLove is one of the most unpredictable players on the entire planet. And now top esports have a lot of their hopes resting on his shoulders.
Tian still wants to put them on tonight, though. And I think this is right. When you've got such a squishy team on V5, if Knight can get the ball rolling, it's going to be great. But Rookie, like, he has been exceptional all split long at just absorbing damage, being positioned correctly in lane. You can even see there, right? Well, he knows Karsa's top side. He knows that's where the strength of his team is. So he's just like, all right, I'm going to stand over this way. I'm going to make sure I'm totally fine, no issues whatsoever. And it means that Tian and Mark, even though they're sitting around mid, Rookie's completely fine. And Karsa uses that time to try and start up the Rift Herald, but backs away as Tian starts to move over.
I love the armory up in the top side of the map has been extended with a pickaxe now. There's a pair of boots and then a serrated dirk. So plenty of swords, a little bit of pickaxe action. I was going to say actually earlier, you know, a couple of years ago, Knight actually could have gone for a longsword too, because he could have built Gunblade. Yeah. But they've removed it from the game. How could they do this to us? But yeah, It's going to be an exciting mid-game, I've got a feeling, because it's 3 and 4 on the scoreboard already. It's a bit of a gold lead for V5, but not insurmountable as Wayward manages to dodge the stun from Rich. Good effort from Rich, but won't come up trumps this time.
Yeah, I will say, though, it's kind of a slower series than I expected, right? Like, you look even at V5, who average nearly a kill a minute, but might get killed.
Oh, great hook coming out from Mark. JackeyLove is here. Won't find the root just yet as... Oh my god, ppgod halfway across the map. That's the power of Rakan. But the feathers are plucked away from the turkey breast. They're having a roast tonight.
And one more kill going into the hands of this Akali Knight. They are trying to play off of his advantages. You can see it there. Look, he's going to have that quick push in mid. He dips over towards Mark and JackeyLove, and you are going to lose objectives. You're going to lose on the early point with this Rift Herald, but if Knight can get going, he can carry alongside JackeyLove, as you've already pointed out.
Yeah, JackeyLove getting a whole bunch of extra gold off the back of this play, right? And once again, we see so much of the early game is about the jungle and mid hovering for this bottom side to get a bunch of plates, to deny a bunch of CS. And once again, it's JackeyLove and Mark that are finding the advantage in the 2v2 that can be transition by his team.
And I gotta say, like, the laning phase for top has gone relatively alright. I mean, this bot side, Mark and JackeyLove, all series, honestly, have had a really commanding spot against Photic and ppgod, and I think a lot of that is ppgod having a bit of a rough series, overextending in a lot of situations. But when you look at Knight in the mid lane, like, look, this wave is just about to be pushed in, and he will catch it, but he's only sitting about, like, 5 CS behind, 6 CS behind, which isn't a terrible spot to be in for the Akali in this matchup, but he's gotten 2 kills already as well. So at least the laning phase from your bottom side of the map is going well for top esports. It's more so looking at how Wayward's going to do, and when we actually see Rich entering these fights, how does that turn the equation? Because when I look at, like, short-range Graves, Akali, Lee Sin, even Xayah, this Cassiopeia ult value is going to be sky high. Like, start investing in your stonks now.
Yeah, put your money down onto this Cassiopeia because it can pop off in the fights. But same can be said for JackeyLove and Knight. And you said you wanted to see gold on JackeyLove and gold on Knight. Well, they've both got 2 kills. They've both got bounties. There's a CS advantage for JackeyLove as well as the 2 plates we saw earlier. And now with Drake up onto the map, it feels like top esports want to muscle into this river. Photic moving on over there to knock up onto Karsa. There's a bounty available if JackeyLove can pull the feathers. But he can't finish the kills, and it's actually Tian to go down. Mark falls as well. And Karsa's just too damn tanky. Everyone was hitting the horsey, but no one did anything.
But the horse is the worst person to hit. Like, Karsa has the tank stats. He's going to be fine. And you can see V5 are like, oh, you're on the tank line. Okay, cool. ppgod just dashes in, sets up beautifully, and Jackie.
No, JackeyLove flashes over the wall. Does not have his ultimate available. Another laser would do the trick. The root dodged, and Rookie flashes forward to finish the job. JackeyLove down 7-4. And, you know, top esports, they were trying to beat the dead horse over from the Shadow Isles. But this horse is still alive.
Man, I'm kind of sick of 3-0s.
Yeah.
I mean, I flew to Berlin. I had 2 3-0s in a row. I came back to the LPL. I was like, look, this is V5 versus top esports. This is going to be shenanigans. This is going to be mojo. This is going to be a 5-game series, and I don't want this to happen.
It ain't over yet, Dagda. It ain't over yet. It's 4-7, and yes, there is a 3,000 gold lead for V5, and yes, they have looked dominant across this series, and yes, game number 1, they absolutely bodied top esports, but there's still a glimmer of hope as Tian tries to make the play, but the quickness denies everything. And Tian is just rinsed.
ppgod says no!
It's just disaster for Tian, and it feels like Tian is struggling in this series.
It's just been messy, and unfortunately for Tian, like, this was the guy that we kind of put a lot of our hopes on. We said this jungle matchup, this mid lane matchup, this is the crucial part of this series, and Karsa's come up trumps every single time. Tian just hasn't been able to find a footing in game 1. Game 2, we saw a little bit more, but not a huge amount. And I thought when we got the Lee Sin, maybe, just maybe, we get some plays. But Rookie has been doing really well at avoiding Tian every step of the way. And now, not expecting ppgod to be here. Doesn't even manage to get the ward hop out in time. And, I mean, only kicks Rich to safety in the end.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to get the kick onto Rich, right? But with the quickness there from ppgod, very nicely done. Denies the play. Completely shuts it out, and now we're looking at a position where V5 once again have the lead, and we keep on talking about in this series how good V5 are when they're ahead, and they seem to always be ahead. They seem to just have top esports number. And it goes down to the playbook that we talked about earlier. And I want to mention something that I feel like a lot of people don't realize is the head coach for V5 is Nofei. He's the same guy that was the head coach for that Coup Tigers roster, the Rocks Tigers roster that made it to second place at Worlds, made it to third, fourth at Worlds the year after in 2016. Both times being snuffed out by SKT, both times just being denied by their LCK counterpart. But he had a rough few years, now back on V5, and it feels like he has the talent to work with to make it happen.
And I mean, for V5, they pulled out all the stops this year, and especially as you talk about how like up and down it has been for this V5 organization. We saw them like the worst loss history in the history of the LPL, going 0-17 in 2020. Then coming back, getting into playoffs in 2021, we think, oh, maybe, or sorry, at the end of 2020 summer, we think maybe they can make this work.
And then boom!
And then boom!
0-16 again!
But now V5, for the first time in the organization's history, finish the split in first place. Have the talent, it feels like, to take it all the way, not only on the Rift, but as you say, the coaching staff as well. This is a V5 that is looking to continue their domination from the regular split in playoffs, and especially if they manage this 3-0.
And you know, we were talking about Rookie's trophy cabinet, how it's been a long time since he won the LPL. Well, it's kind of true for Karsa as well. Karsa's won a lot more than Rookie has, but it's been a couple of years for Karsa. It's 2020 when he last won in summer. Smart going to get chained up a little bit here. The quickness is there. The damage coming out from Photic. That's a gorgeous little combo. And V5 getting a bit of revenge for the laning phase.
I don't know. It's looking like top esports aren't really coming together here. Mark taking a step too far forward, Tian overextending, and after like game 2, we said, how do top esports bounce back? Well, was it a bit of a dead cat bounce? Because they got a little bit in the early stages, but they seem to be falling down now.
Yeah, Mojo. It's a bit of a disaster here from top esports, and the Herald will be started by V5 now. JackeyLove trying to get a bit of harass onto ppgod, but realistically, I'm not sure this is one that's contestable. See Knight in the wings, maybe some kind of miracle can happen, but you can see Mark nowhere near the play just yet, still moving over from mid lane.
They have no idea where Knight is. This is such a good position for Knight. Can top esports do it?
Herald taken, now the engage comes out from Karsa. Knight into the backline, keep your eyes on the Akali, trying to make it happen. The feathers go across the team, Knight takes them apart, and top esports somehow coming out on top, reach the next target as Knight falls, but he's done what he needed to do. JackeyLove survives, and top esports come back into the game.
That's what they needed for Knight at the crucial point of a game. Knight is able to find the hole in the vision. V5 didn't have their flanks warded, and Knight sneaks into the backline.
Unbelievable. Just when we've counted them out, just when we run out of belief, Knight and JackeyLove, the damage from the feathers with the Akali on top of it was absurd. And suddenly, this game doesn't feel done anymore.
And that would have been such a good spot for V5 to fight if Knight wasn't in the back line, because I'm sure we're going to get a replay in a second, but V5 were trying to gather themselves into this choke point, retreat into their own jungle. This is perfect, like really smart setup, because you get that value from Miasma, the Cassiopeia ult. But when V5 go that bit too far forward, Mark sets up beautifully for Knight to get into the back line. You can even see the Miasma hits onto Knight, but he's already in his shroud, can then find his ability here to go forward. And V5, they just can't kill off this Akali before the damage is done.
Yeah, the Blade Collar from JackeyLove with a collateral damage out from Wayward at the same time, and then Knight finishing it off with his perfect execution. Really, I mean, perfect execution is the perfect description for the play. Knight could be in trouble though, as Karsa's trying to make a play on this bottom side towards the Akali. It's not going to happen. Didn't have his ult available, so Knight's just going to walk away. Didn't even have to use his Shroud on this one. Karsa did manage to somehow get that Herald. I'm not sure how he managed to pull that off during all of the chaos, but can potentially drop that somewhere. And also, V5 did grab the Drake.
Yeah, Dragon, Herald, everything going to go in their direction. Now, top esports trying to match this Herald play on bot side.
Oh, that's going to be a depth charge onto Rookie. Can anything else follow up? Not with the TP coming on through here. Karsa will have to back away. Top esports just trying to finish the Herald off.
Wayward's TP'd in behind them.
Yeah, he's just top side of the play. There is a blast cone there. Photic going to try and 1v1 the Graves, and it looks like he might win. Red and white, time to fight. There's the quickness out from ppgod, and Photic cuts Wayward down where he stands. Top Esports late to the play, and Wayward caught out once more.
They wanted it. They had the play. They had the call. They're like, look, we're all going to collapse. Rookie is overextended with Karsa, but they don't get there fast enough. V5 responds, and once more, it is V5 coming out on top. JackeyLove now trying to see if he can get some damage onto this mid-tier 1, but you're going to lose your tier 2 in the bot side.
And it feels like a lot of this series has been Top Esports finding potential windows, but then V5 punishing Wayward, finding an opportunity to shut Wayward down. And now a tower in that bottom side of tier 2 in favor of V5. Once again, that gold lead starting to build. It's about 1,500 gold, but maybe JackeyLove can even that up somewhat with a tower in the mid lane. Tian is here. Can he find Photic? Oh, he kind of whiffs it, though. Kind of whiffs the combo. There's a fear onto Tian. He's taking tower shots galore. And I'm not going to lie, that one's a little bit tragic, Dagda.
Yeah, I'm just going to move on from that one,
yeah.
to be honest. Look, you don't kind of like, you don't beat a man when he's down. You know, that's, we're going to just shift course here as V5 already starting to get in towards this Baron area. You've red and white on Photic. Rookie's got good damage. You got a bloody Cassiopeia.
And the enemy jungler's dead.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why not at this point? 20-minute Baron started off by V5. Top Esports, if you've got mojo, now is the time to show it. It's a 4v5. Knight is on the flank. Wayward engaged upon here. JackeyLove already using the Feather Storm, getting a lot of feathers down, but not much damage off of it. Knight has to go golden in the backline. ppgod goes down. Knight jumps to the rest of his team. He's inside the shroud. Can he finish him off? Yes, he can! Knight is insane! What a play on the Akali. Rookie finishes him off, but Top Esports, they stop the Baron.
The highest damage on the team is Knight. The highest kill participation on Top Esports is Knight, because when the cards are down, when they need him to stand up, he makes these plays happen. Now Top Esports with their jungler back are on the Baron. Rookie on the wings, no ultimate available, but the poke is strong with this one.
Certainly is. Can he find a miracle still? I think it's just going to back away. It is going to be Baron somehow for Top Esports. That's twice now in this game that we have counted Top Esports out, and then immediately Knight turns it all around. Knight is having the performance of a lifetime right here on the Akali. He will not lose this series.
The mojo-ometer is off the charts for Knight. It's all over the place. It is beeping and blinking, and V5 are blinded by the light that is Knight. And you can see here, they think it's going forward time, right? You get the play, but it again, Knight moving around the vision, finding these flanks, and he's buying so much time. And even here, look how low he is, but can get off so much damage so quickly. And there's just nothing they can do, and now it's Rookie versus the world, and unfortunately, Knight's just winning out in this mid lane matchup. 5 kills for Rookie. Any other time we'd be like, well done, Rookie, we salute you, carry the game. But this Akali, we talked about it, so many crucial picks you can find on squishy members.
I cannot believe Top Esports are staying in this game and now have a gold lead again. It's actually unbelievable. This, like, the gold graph for this game is going to be one of the most LPL gold graphs you have ever seen. It's already swung like 4 times across this one. Towers going down across the map here. It's cross-map plays from both sides. 3 towers apiece now. As JackeyLove with a Baron buff starts to get some damage down in the mid lane. ppgod looking for a potential bit of play, but it's going to be Top Esports on the bottom side, using this Baron effectively. Rookie trying to trade, but on the Viktor won't be able to be too effective.
Yeah, I mean, it means you still lose your 2 towers, and I mean, if Rookie and Karsa are still here, you just go for the base. I mean, well, actually, we get Top Esports recalling, so we won't actually be able to get more, but I mean, trading in that scenario isn't too bad. Yes, Top Esports going back for the Dragon, so they will get like a little bit of extra icing on the cake, but essentially, Top are already going to be able to take those towers and Dragon anyway, so I mean, at least V5 gets something.
Yeah, V5 with a good answer here, getting a couple of towers for themselves. Managing to get a relatively even trade, but so far since the Baron, 1,600 gold in favor of Top Esports. They've still got 45 seconds on that Baron, which I don't think will really be enough to get too much more sieging off, unless it's that tier 2 in the mid lane. But even then, I feel like that might be a bit of an overextension.
I really need to see Top moving as a unit here, though. Like, you've got to make sure that you're not giving moments for V5 to find these picks. You have options here as Top Esports. Like, you can either have like that 3-man unit move as your group on stick Knight in the side lane. You know he's incredibly strong and ability to try and find flanks. But this is what I mean, Mark. You need to be so careful moving in here.
you know, Mark's emote game ain't too bad himself. Like, both opposite sides of the map for Top Esports. Love a cheeky little thumbs up. But it will be Knight clearing some vision on the top side, trying to move up to this tier 2 in the top side. Good map play, good control of the map from Top Esports. And they should be rewarded with the tower. The Baron has timed out, so the minion wave is very easy to clear for Rookie. That's one of the big advantages of having the Viktor on your team, right? You can just one-shot the waves later on.
And in theory, a lot of that extras that Viktor brings is that zone control, right? Like, when you're able to get the gravity field set up, when you're able to have a miasma alongside it, you should be able to control these fights as V5, but we're just not getting that. Every single time they're not warding their flanks, they're giving moments for Top Esports to come in, and now that they've kind of lost control of the map, it only becomes easier for Knight to try and play around this vision, make sure that Top Esports can try and bring this one home. So as long as Top Esports are not giving moments here for V5 to like find picks, get control back, Top Esports can win this game, can push us towards game number 4.
I just think, Dagda, I'm looking at the scoreboard with how close game number 3 has been, with how close game number 2 was. If this series ends in a 3-0 now, it will be the least representative 3-0 I think I've ever seen, with how close these last 2 games have been. Well, V5 certainly not out of the running. I feel like we need to take a second here and talk about what we want these 2 teams to do. How do we move forward for the 2 teams? So for Top Esports, they're the ones with the onus on them, right? They're 2-0 down. What do they do to finish a game off here?
So I want to see like Wayward and Knight take sides like we're seeing kind of at the moment. And maybe even you just stick Wayward with the rest of the team so you still got like a 4-man clump. But as long as Knight is like free to go side, he can solo kill anyone underneath the tower. Like, that's what we talked about already. Super squishy members on V5. No one can really contest Knight. So as long as Top Esports aren't overextending trying to get vision, they should be fine to just play it slow, play for objectives, allow Knight to carry them into that game 4. But if you end up giving picks here to V5, they'll be able to like very quickly kill Tian, kill Wayward again, who's gone this lethality build, and that's why you can see multiple members of V5 here just hovering slightly out of where they know the vision is set up for Top Esports, trying to see if they take that step too far.
V5 trying to contest the vision as they attempt to move in, and crucially, it's worth mentioning as well that, you know, with a Viktor, with an Aphelios, with a Cassiopeia, the scaling on the side of V5 is beautiful. It is terrifying in that late game 5v5 scenario. But as you're saying, it's not really the way that we're likely to see these fights pan out because of the way the Akali interacts with everything. As you can see as well, Dagda just pointed out to me, there's an anathemas chains on Rich in the top side. We're going pseudo-tank Cassiopeia.
I think it's sick. I think it's so smart. Like, the only real magic damage and the only real threat that you have on Top Esports is Knight. So you Anathemas him, well, you get the extra CC, you get less damage taken.
This is where Rookie builds one, Photic builds one as well, and just everyone on V5 builds an Anathemas, and Knight doesn't get to play the game. Oh, neither does Wayward. That's a lot of damage coming out from Rookie, but won't be able to finish the kill off.
They're trying to repeat game 2. They're like, hey, look, if we can catch Wayward just before the Baron spawns, maybe we can make it work. But Wayward manages to get away, and now you're hoping for a Karsa steal, but Knight is in the area.
If Top Esports 50-50 this again after game number 2, my goodness, that would be something to behold. Karsa's here, and I think they're going to go for it. Tian believes in his smite finger. Who's going to press D better? It's Tian this time. Karsa in the middle of everyone. Low on HP, but Wayward flashing over somehow gets out to safety. 1-0. Top Esports, they get the Baron. They need to try and get out of here, though. V5 want to pick them off, but it's not going to happen. Top Esports pull it off. 2 games in a row, Dagda.
Still, though, Dragon in 15 seconds. V5 are going to move over towards that. Knight is going to reset and can TP, but there's no vision set up for Top Esports there, so trying to take a front-to-back fight will be difficult, even though they have Karsa down. Just the zone controls you have in V5 is going to be enough.
Oh, Tian low on HP there. Close one. But Smite available for him. Karsa still not onto the map. And this would be the 3rd Drake for Top Esports if they're able to get it. But V5, we've seen them with a man disadvantage before pull these fights off in this series. Tian, low on HP in the back of the pit. He's going to have to early smite. Or in fact, he's not even going to have to smite. Just cues it to finish the kill off. And now Rich on the front line. Photic goes forward once more, but he can't finish the kills. Rich forced away. Knight trying to chase him down. Be able to get onto the backline here. Karsa, no onslaught of shadows. And once again, Top Esports managed to hold V5 at bay and grab an objective.
Knight does such a good job of bluffing in that fight. He actually didn't have the perfect execution up, but positioned like he did. So V5 weren't able to walk up for fear of unleashing their Akali into the backline. So you get the play, you get the dragon, you get some more kills, and 3,000 gold for Top Esports.
It's easy to have a great poker face when you're wearing a mask like Akali
That is
does,
true.
so it's easy to pull it off. But yeah, Knight is an unbelievable player. The presence of mind to, as you say, threaten that you have an ability when you don't. Really smart stuff. And now 4 minutes until an Infernal Soul for Top Esports. But Dagda, they had Soul in Game 2. I feel like no matter what Top Esports get, I can't believe it until I see it.
It just is, if you ever end up in these like front-to-back fights, I favor V5. Like if you have to try and like brute force your way as Knight into the backline between like Miasma, the Everfrost, the Gravity Fields, it becomes so hard to actually like make that play work as Knight. And in the front to back, you've got an Aphelios with 3 items, like late game Cassiopeia coming online. Like it becomes really hard to take that fight as top. But as long as Knight continues to find these flanks, you're going to be good. And honestly, Knight's been phenomenal at doing it. Every single fight, without fail, he has found access to the backline.
Honestly, if Top Esports somehow were able to come back and win this series, I think Knight deserves some kind of medal. Because the performance he's had in this game alone is just unbelievable. Obviously, getting that kill onto Rookie in game number 2 on the Zoe as well, beautiful stuff. Feels like Knight, even if they lose this series today, he has played an absolute blinder individually. JackeyLove as well, actually having a really good series for himself, consistently winning out during the laning phase. Doesn't feel like he's had any particularly JackeyLove plays during the team fights either. But now it's going to be this top tier 2 taken down. The Baron has timed out, so that'll be all for Top Esports on this siege.
Oh, God, I am nervous for top. I really want to see this go to a game 5. I don't want this to be over basically as soon as it starts, but
I mean, at this point for us, we're like we've paid our entrance fee for the theme park. if we have to go home after 3 games, we were promised Top Esports V5. This is meant to be an absolute banger. And to be fair, in terms of game quality, it has been an absolute banger. Game 2 and 3 have been awesome games, but I want more. 3 is never enough.
And again, like almost every Top Esports series, it comes down to Knight. Like, this guy, even when you look at Top Esports, highest kill participation on the team by a pretty significant margin. Like, the highest damage on the team with 29.3% of the team's damage. Like, everything from Top Esports comes down to Knight. And we've seen in the regular split before, when the backs are against the wall for Top Esports, it's Knight who stands up on the Viktor, on the Silas, and now on the Akali. And with 1.5 minutes until Dragon, with vision not established for V5 and Knight starting to swing up towards the top side, can we see it once more?
And when you think back to 2020 when Top Esports did win the LPL, you think of that 2v5 play. It was Knight and JackeyLove versus the whole of JDG, managing to make the play at Baron, managing to turn the game around. And it feels like those are the 2 players that have the gold, that have the resources to be able to pull it off today.
And that's why he was the finals MVP, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've watched that Syndra play where he just gets that pick from Dragon and it's just like, oh, come on.
Hiding the ball in the wall to then get the scat of the week on the enemy.
It's just beautiful. But this is the thing, right? This is why we talk about mojo with Top Esports. Why we look at like what Knight is capable of, what JackeyLove is part of, I've noticed. Alongside Pint. But also we look at V5.
Can't tell if that's an insult or not.
Look, I'm right there with you. That's realistic. But for V5, you've still got strong performers. You've still got this carry potential. We've seen every single member of V5 stand up and be accounted for. And it feels like every member needs to be firing all cylinders if they want to try and bring this game back. A 6,000 gold lead, cresting for Top Esports. Dragon in 30 seconds. And Top Esports own the area. Knight is on the top side of the map, though.
He certainly is, but he has that teleport available. So Dagda, what do V5 do? How do they contest Infernal Soul here?
They need to keep this vision control in their favor. They need to make sure that they're not giving those flank angles for Knight, especially because he has to TP in. And they've already brought Rich. I think Top Esports just pull away. Let Knight take the inhibitor on top side.
Perhaps, but they're going to stick around at least for the time being. They're looking for a bit of vision. Tian in close proximity here. TP from Knight. Top Esports will not back away. They will not give up this Drake. They've 50-50 so many times this series. What's one more? Knight behind enemy line, sweeping, trying to find his way into the play. Tian has Smite available. Knight jumps over the wall. It's going to be Photic in trouble. Knocked up by Mark, but Knight can't follow it up. Has to go into the Zhonya's, but the Drake is taken. No, Karsa finds the Smite, and now V5 find the fight on top of it. It's unbelievable. They do it again, but JackeyLove, no way. He turns it around. That's two for JackeyLove. Turns it on to Photic. Oh my days, it was so close, but Photic finds it.
That could have been it. That could have been V5 dead in the water, river washing away their hopes of taking this game. But Top Esports with JackeyLove just managing to hold on. But crucially, Dragon goes to Karsa, Control goes to V5, and because you've only got Knight left standing, there's no way for either of these teams to try and take that Baron. But again, you can see when Knight can't get access to this backline, when the vision is there for V5, they can deal with this Akali. Karsa even just about managing to clip the Banshee's Veil off of Knight means that ppgod gets Knight out of the equation, and then this front to back fight is where V5 are so strong. The late game scaling can take over, and you're not able to assassinate this squishy backline of V5.
Well, I've had a drink of water, Dagda. my voice is back again.
I think I need something stronger, to be honest.
Yeah, that was unbelievably close. Photic literally sub 10 HP, I'm pretty sure, on that play. But turns it around, shuts JackeyLove down. But this is what we were talking about. Knight and JackeyLove trying to carry these fights. But V5, Karsa finds the Smite. Karsa keeps his team in this game. Infernal Soul in JackeyLove's pocket, it's a totally different fight. It's a win for Top Esports at that point.
And now, this gold lead, I don't really care about. Because all that V5 really needed was to get the game back in their favor, to have the control that they need on the map. And with the pushes that they've been able to get in side lanes, you can see they're starting to step up. They're starting to get control over the areas they want, and warding flanks, getting the, or at least avoiding these opportunities for Knight to come in onto their backline once more at this next Baron is going to be crucial.
Tian gets real low on this one. Karsa, I think, wants to follow up onto it. He's charging forwards. Tian gets away. Slot Shadows held for now. That'll be the Scuttle Crab taken. 2.5 minutes till Infernal Soul, and it will go either way. And honestly, Dagda, with how these two teams have been playing so far, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a 50-50 for Infernal Soul. And that is a scary prospect.
The burger flip to end all burger flips as V5 start up. They're in vision though. And look, you've already got TP coming in from Wayward. JackeyLove cancels the reset, but Knight is spotted.
I don't think vision matters right now because the Baron is just going down so damn quickly. Tian trying to get into the pit, but he's going to be too late.
What?
Actually, what? Wayward? How on earth? Karsa doesn't get the smite? I can't believe it.
The angry kitty. Wayward, how do you manage to steal that?
We said Wayward needed to redeem himself in this series. If that ain't redemption, I don't know what is. I can't believe he just stole that. This game has, this whole series has just been insane.
That was just a smoke screen. That was all that was. He didn't even get into the pit. I'm trying to see here on the bottom right, because like he wasn't actually able to get. Oh, he did get into the pit, but the smoke screen. No, just an auto actually. Yeah. Holy one auto attack. He crit. The 675 crit, and he manages to steal it.
Knights in the 2v1 up on the top side. It's Rich and Karsa, but they don't have a whole lot of damage. That's all of their CC used. I think it's enough, though, for them to escape on this one. Knight trying to get a bit more damage, but Shuriken flips back to safety. Okay, we reset once more. Dagda, minute and a half, and it'll be an Infernal Soul fight to decide, potentially, the series if V5 are able to win it. Remember, this is a best of 5, and V5 are 2-0 up right now. If they can win this next fight, they will probably move on through the upper bracket to our upper bracket final.
Wayward has made this so much easier, though. Way, way easier for Top Esports. The fact you've got that Baron push now means that you can actually push in these waves as you're seeing, start to establish that vision that Knight wants to play around, even having that teleport once more to see if he can get in. And as long as Top Esports are playing like a little bit into the jungle of V5, preventing them from getting control over this area, they will be able to stop V5 from having full information. That's so crucial. With 40 seconds left, Knight TP's down to this bot lane.
Knight joining the rest of his team around the Drake. 32 seconds on the clock. Karsa needs to find the smite here. He needs to keep his team alive. But his ultimate is currently on cooldown. No onslaught of shadows. And I don't think 20 seconds is long enough for that to come back up just yet. V5 trying to find their way into River through the mid lane here. JackeyLove trying to deny entry.
The onslaught of shadow is going to be up momentarily.
Look at this,
but if
though.
they can pick
Look at the solo laners.
Yeah.
Knight and Wayward, they're just going into the base. All top esports need to do is deny recalls. And the soul is theirs. Karsa moving in, but JackeyLove with a lot of damage already. Photic shooting onto the backline. Mark trying to buy time, trying to buy space. But the retreat from top esports, they're not going for the base race. Karsa, 1 HP right here. He can't contest the Drake on that kind of health. And it means top esports, not only do they get themselves an inhib, but with a Xayah and a Lee Sin, they guarantee Infernal Soul. Top esports, they lose the support, but they gain everything.
Wayward and Knight, though, we're still playing keep away. We're not into the woods yet, Munch.
Looking for a bit more of a fight. 5v4. Top esports need to hold on. If no! JackeyLove betrays Tian! I can't believe we just witnessed that. Tian now in his GA. Bit of damage coming out from the rest of the team. In goes Knight. There's 1 kill. There's 2. And top esports find their way back into the fight. Photic is still alive though, but Knight trying to make short work of him. Tian next to Knight. Can they finish the AD carry? Q goes wide, but Knight finishes him off. JackeyLove on the other side of the fight. Solo kills Rich, and that should be game.
The unkillables have been slain. They have been denied the 3-0 here. And top esports, it was hard fought. It was well earned. And they will find themselves with the potential for the reverse sweep still alive.
Top esports hold on, and Knight and JackeyLove. What a performance from the pair. Honestly, I think Knight gets the MVP, but realistically, both of them just insane performance. And I mean, that is one of the craziest games I think I've ever watched.
That was insane. Like, every step of the way, you could see how hard fought it was. V5 trying to keep their flanks in check so they could spot at Knight. And top esports just going, cool, we're going to pull what V5 did in game number 2. Just go for the base, see if we can run at it. And it just causes chaos on the Rift. But again, Knight popping off. JackeyLove doing well. Inton Tian for the game is worth it if it comes out clutch in the end.
Yeah, I love how Mark just understands what's going on. He's like, I'm going in, boys. Remember me. Just like goes to disrupt the enemy team while the solo laners go for the inhib.
Yeah.
Really smart play, though.
Yeah.
And this is what we've needed from top esports. This has been the big difference between top esports and V5, right? Is V5 have been smarter about the way that they're playing the game. But with a game like that, I'm starting to believe in the mojo, Dagda.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think especially when you get things like the Viktor coming in as blinds, it just opens up Knight so much to bring out things like the Akali. We said at the very start of the game that this Akali pick was going to be such a big pick. The ability to try and shut down so many of these backline carries that are going to be coming through, even with the Cassiopeia in that top side. And again, just how strong a performance Knight has been able to bring to the table for top esports, not only in this series, but all split long. You give him the tools, and he always provides.
Well, we're going to see how long this series goes, Dagda. We're going to jump into a break in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to jump into game number 4 between these two teams, and we'll see if we're going to get 5 today or whether V5 can finish